happening. JJ, oh, there goes Edie. He gets hit once, twice, up and in the air.
YSI has reclaimed P1 in the Drivers' Championship. Mercedes right on the heels of Williams in the Constructors. In fact, they may have passed them. Point being, with 2 races to go, unless it's 3, and I'm wrong, which has happened, this is where it's won or lost, right here. Qatar, maybe not the favorite track of a lot of these drivers, but what Qatar does offer is you're going around almost flat out the entire time. There's really only 3 or 4 sections where you have to brake, and that's it. You might have to lift here or there. As Krog is actually going to set the first logged sector, then YSI is going to destroy it by 20 seconds. JC destroys that by a 10th. So, again, a lot of flat-out action. Now, YSI championship leader for the drivers is not the most fond of this circuit. It'll be interesting to see what Pedro and the Williams team respond with. Now, if I could tell you who I expect to win here, it's still going to have to be the Mercedes men. Last year, at the end of, I believe, Season 5 of AWC, Pedro made his Apex World Championship debut and was able to finish 3rd, scoring his first podium in his first start with Aston Martin around the Qatar circuit. This is a strong track for the second driver in the championship. But again, YSI, even though not his favorite track, is still incredibly fast around here, as JCN's going to log the first time. You can see Pedro, though. He is very much in the mix. And if there's any track I feel like he get the advantage at, it's here. Because next week, we go into Saitama, and that is arguably one of YSI's best circuits when it's a good day for him. So if you're Pedro, you want to win this race for sure. I mean, obviously he wants to win it, guys, because championship and shit, but you know what I'm saying. Like, he needs to win this one. 122.3 is the benchmark pace from Pedro, and we'll see if anyone else is able to match. Let's take a look at the field. So, Pedro and Clams, Alan, JCN, Crack, a name that I haven't seen before, I do believe, running for the Audi team. And we'll see what he's able to produce. Currently P5, but a full 25 seconds off the pace. Kogo making appearance again as YSI. Looks like he's backtracking. Math Kiddo on a flying lap for the Porsche team. Tim, there as always, towards the back of the midfield is Tim Rosin. I call him Rossini because it's cooler. But he did crash out in Sochi. He would like to at least finish the race with 4 tires in a front and rear wing this time. And we'll see what he's able to do. Moto 39 present, Ian, the BMW driver, present as well. And of course, our man of the hour, Dungeon Fanatics, who has been completely legally loaned to the Mercedes Petronas F1 team. This is a bid by them to secure the Constructors. Call it what it is. That's exactly what it is. A bid to secure the Constructors Championship. It is fair, as he goes completely into the sand trap, but it is not unprecedented, somewhat unexpected. Dungeon Fanatics is a great driver, 100%, but his consistency over the season has been lacking, and that's one of the reasons why he wasn't able to pull off a race win in Magny Core. If those of you in the stage remember towards the early part of the season where Alan beat him out around Magny Core, that was an just insane race, and Dungeon feels like he should have won that, as Tim is sideways. But there you go. Point proven. Dungeon Fanatics 26-2 through that sector is going to set a purple, and we'll see what he's able to do at the end of this lap.
Villanueva,
so,
look in VC
what?
chat. You're hitting Mass Pigment.
No.
That's your answer, Lunar.
10 minutes to go in qualifying, and Pedro is still the pace setter as he makes his way now through Sector 1. So again, look at the track layout real quick, all right? Yes, I have a new PC. I can actually run everything now, and it's smooth. And look at what Pedro was able to do here. So, the corner cutting stringency is not that bad, but sometimes it can be unpredictable, as JCN is going to demonstrate a clear corner cut going all the way over his head. Lombardon. Yeah. 9:20 to go. Still Pedro looking strong. Guys, imagine the Iran war is still going on in November. Should we cancel the Qatar Grand Prix as well, or should we just, like, I don't know, bomb Iran? What? Alright, YSI is going to be starting his hot lap. Clams, by the way, insane pace from the Red Bull driver, changing from Aston Martin over the last week. Right now, he's parked himself in the front row, but is it going to be enough to hold on, as YSI is going to open up his hot lap? And again, YSI is not the only person to watch for around this track. Dungeon Fanatics also yet to set an official lap time. We'll pull up the sector board real quick. Look at the invalidation. So a lot of these drivers not yet starting their heaters. They're just kind of falling into the groove. Reminder, the pit is glitched at the moment, so as they complete their laps or bail from them, they have to immediately go back in, which is what you do anyways, but it is something to remember. As we come into the race, most of the drivers are going to be on the hard tires, so track acclimatization, big focus right now for qualifying. Pedro is flying, still with the fastest time, unable to improve yet. What the heck was that? What was that? Pedro! Anyway. So, YSI, still P3, not improving through Sector 1, 26.4. He's a little bit off the pace, 0.05 of a second down. Actually, no, 0.2 and 0.05 of a second down. But still, he's got time, but the clock is ticking. Only 9 drivers have set a time. That's less than half the field. I'm getting communications. Aha, I see.
Hey, Lunar, you want to say something?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to like join in for like video.
Okay.
What'd you say? Y-side 27931 is going to be the fastest Sector 3. And then he bailed from the lap, unironically.
Lunar, your mic isn't good.
Bro.
Yeah, you're getting put in the audience.
My PC is not ass. It's a 5080. I'm so glad I upgraded it.
Should we invite Math Kiddo?
No, I don't like having people on the stage. I mean, you can invite Math Kiddo up because Math Kiddo will, like, behave.
You don't want to tap into their comms? Oh, wait.
I didn't do that, by the way. That was not me.
Anyways, should we tap into someone's comms?
Since when can we do that?
Just inviting them up in the stage.
Bro, they're still on laps, bro. There's 6 minutes. Y'all hear this, dude?
So who cares? We tap into their radio, LeBron.
Bro, they are... Bro, we're not in their team VCs. How are we going to tap into their radio? Man, shut your...
Alright, continue doing your job.
Okay, thank you. Guys. Oh, what the heck? Clams is so wide through there. Okay, then he must have bailed from the lap or just going again. YSI, by the way, 27.9 is a good pace through Sector 3, and the difference is 0.04 of a second between every single driver through Sector 3, the top runners at the moment. So, great stuff from him, but he's got to put the whole lap together. So when Pedro set that time, he hasn't improved on it yet. It might have actually been a better time than we thought. So as he crosses the line, let's see what he's able to do on this next lap. Run up into turn 1. Keep in mind, so the 2025 car has been nerfed in terms of DRS strength over the weekend. ERS has also been changed around a little bit. It was not mentioned in the CU16 update logs, but it has been changed. Obviously, before the update, we also know that ERS glitch was patched. So the management, really important now around the lap. As Pedro sets a 26.17, that is good pace from him. And again, he is proving that Qatar is, in fact, his circuit to master. Will YSI be able to give him a challenge later today? Hopefully. We'll see. Because it adds some action-packed racing, and that's what I'm here for. I really do not give a crap who wins the championship. I just want to see cars go around in circles. But for now, Pedro is indeed man of the hour. Flying now into Sector 3, you can see the colors change in the track, now through the red. That's one of the greatest things about the Lusail circuit, color-coded sectors. He's got one more corner to go. Is he going to improve on his last time? It was purple through Sector 1, yellow through Sector 2. On his run to the line, what does Pedro get? Wait a minute. He improves by 3,000ths of a second. What a lap! 3,000ths, guys. Woo! Anyway. So, inside 4 minutes to go. Look at how long it takes these drivers to get around. So, it's about 1.5 minutes. Then you have to think about the amount of time it takes to backtrack. You have, at maximum, 2 attempts here to get around, get back out, and go again. You've got 2 really good attempts. So, that is for Lusail, for Dungeon, who just sets a lap. There we go. Dungeon Fanatics with a 27.92. Mercedes P3 and 4 at the moment. Locking out the second row. Lusail starting his lap. You right, that screen is smooth. Yeah, I like the 5080. It's not my favorite card, but it's doing a great job. So, Lusail RB with the 123.061 at the moment. Still sitting P4 as Alan's going to rock up to P5. JCN is the next closest car, and he is a full half a second behind the top 5. So you can see the skill difference right here, right now, around a circuit that relies so much on track and corner cut knowledge. You got to know where the warnings are so you can maximize, because it is all about maintaining speed. If you full steer around Qatar, you will lose time. Lusail now through Sector 1. And the question is going to be, what did he post? It was a 26.4, so he is off the pace for now. Another 2/10 down through this sector. He's got to make it up through the last 2 parts of the lap, and we'll see what he's able to do as he crosses into the orange paint now in just a moment. 28.4. He is off the pace. Dungeon, the faster Mercedes of the 2 for the moment. Yep, Clams is P2. Oh, you see that? Rear instability for Lusail, and that got a little shaky. But he survives. 2 minutes to go in quali. Pedro on another lap. Actually, no. Pedro is just chill with his own lap. He's out there on the hards. Bro is race simming for the fact that we're not going to have any boxes because the game is broken. That is actually genius, though, because you're not getting that much time by being 2 or 3 spots ahead at the end of quali. Let's be real, right?
Yeah, let's be real.
Yeah, let's be real. Let's be real. The Jews influenced 9/11.
Oh,
Pedro
wow.
is just going to run the hearts. I mean, that's smart, though. It is actually really smart. Just practice a little bit. Get used to the cornering. Because, I mean, you already know how to do it. You race sim it all the time. But on the day of, get a little practice in. Yeah, this could be a good one. Or a terrible one. We'll see. I'm very, very impressed by Clams right now. Even though he's just, you know, like... controller disconnected. Oh, hard to starboard. Raise the mizzen mast. Tighten the top sails. Flip the jib. And hard to port. He is maneuvering his boat around Sector 1. What is that? Stop contradicting myself. What do you mean? How am I contradicting myself? I do it for the memes, bro.
This guy's just cut the track. What is he doing?
Like, you're saying one thing, you say the opposite. No, I'm not. Is this rage bait?
Yeah.
No, I'm just waiting for the race to actually lock in, because I'm like just done. I'm so done. Not with this race, but like it's been a long day. How about that? I'm on 3 hours of sleep. Should I pop a Red Bull? With 5 seconds to go in quali, so as a reminder, Pedro's just sitting in the garage. Lusail is running the sauce one more time round, but he's not going to get to the line, I don't think, and this lap will not count. So it's just a test of pace. There's not going to be much of a change in the order. 15 drivers setting a time and the rest not present. So 3/4 of the field is good. It will be a full field. Clam sets the fastest sector 1. I'm not sure this lap will count. It depends on if he was able to get across the line, of course. Are there 2 McLarens? I would not know. I have not paid attention. We'll see at the start line. Clams right now. This lap may be valid. Allen, by the way. Allen up to P2. There you go. The Canadian puts it on the front row, dethroning Clams from second position. And what is the Red Bull driver logging right now? Fastest sector 1, not improving through sector 2. Is sector 3 enough to save this lap? It's still valid. So keep an eye on Clams here. 1 long right-hander to go. If he gets a good exit, he could upset Allen for P2, reclaim his spot on the front row. I doubt he catches Pedro, but he's got a chance here to pull off a second position as Clam's gonna come to the line, and the Red Bull gets the job done. 122.8. Great lap from Clam. The second time I've ever seen him, and he's already on pace. Great lap from the Red Bull driver.
Alrighty, thank
Impressive
you for
stuff.
watching qualifying. We'll see you in the race.
Wait, now?
Yeah, go.
1 minute. From the lights of Qatar, the setting sun in the distance, and as the sun sets in the west, the drivers about to get underway. From the Lusail Circuit, it is a battle for the ages between 2 championship rivals. Williams, Mercedes, deadlock between the top 4 in the grid. When it comes to the constructors, those two teams, their two drivers, no one knows who's going to emerge victorious at the end of Saitama next week. But for now, we focus on the race ahead of us. 25 laps, no mandatory stops, everybody on the hards. It is going to be a test of skill, a test of pure, raw pace, consistency, ruthlessness. Waisai puts it P5. Pedro, the pace setter, cleared by almost half a second to the rest of the field. Clams, great lap, puts it in the front row. Allen, Dungeon there as always. Moto, JCN, Kogo, Math, and Spider round out your top 10. We're in for some action-packed racing under the lights from Qatar. Coming up. Yes, sir? Oh, terrible audio.
Yeah, I don't know if the stream
you,
caught
bro.
that.
I mean, the F1 like song itself does sound terrible in the background, but there's not much I can do. It's more so for you dudes, not the.
I mean, you can give me the file and I can add it.
Oh, let me just download it.
Yeah, slide the file.
Okay.
So next time we do a GP, I can do it.
I'm sorry for the shit race in advance. Y'all hear this, dude?
Bro, this is
All
not
right,
gonna
guys.
be a shit
Let's
race.
play. Let's play over or under. Okay. Okay. Look in stage chat, right? So, I want y'all to vote. If you think Waisai wins this race, vote with that. If you think Pedro wins, vote with that. If you think someone else wins this race, then vote with that person. So it's not any of these two. Let's get some opinions in here. Pre-race bets, place the over or under. Kaushi, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna profit so much from this race, racketeering and all that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
What?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think Waisai wins this race. Like personally, I don't think he wins, but we'll see. I don't think he's gonna like DNF or anything. I think he's still gonna finish in the top 3, but I think it comes down to the next race. Pedro wins. Yeah, he will if he uses graph hacks. Or tire deck hacks.
Alright, when the green light goes, you gotta say the most famous words.
It's women's rights out, and away we go.
Yeah, you gotta say that.
No, we'll take this one seriously. We took Sochi for fun because it was just hilarious. That race was restarted for sure. But this one, all right. Drivers told to watch the lights. So 25 laps of epic racing. Pulse Formula League about to be underway. It's lights out and away we go. It's a good start for Pedro. Clams keeps his foot in it, and there's Allen and Dudgeon. The 2 Mercedes behind in the top 5. The 2 Porsches behind as well. Clams, Allen, Pedro. Now Allen into the lead. Great start from him. Allen DSC on the hard tires. Everyone's on the hard tires, but he's pulled ahead for now. Here comes Pedro. The 2 leaders out front. Clams still there as well. Dudgeon and Waisai. It is a coordinated effort between the Silver Arrows to chase down the Red Bull. Allen is the leading car, the Papaya. BR Master makes an appearance. There's Pedro. He's alongside. He's trying to get past the McLaren. Is he able to find an opportunity? Can he maximize the exit? Lap 1, but it still counts. It still matters. Every 10th is the difference between victory and defeat with so much on the line and no pit stops. A couple cars losing a bit of traction. That might be a brake bias issue. They're getting used to it, feeling out the circuit, and right now, Waisai has moved up into P3. So a good start for the Mercedes man. Clams falls down to 4th. He's under attack from Dungeon. There's Math Kiddo. Math Kiddo in the mix. Kogo there as well. Clams is falling back further and further, and now Dungeon's got a chance to pass. onto the front stretch to start lap 2. Pedro and Lusail neck and neck, the 2 championship leaders fighting behind Alan. This is critical. Who's going to be ahead through the next lap? That is the question. Alan's holding on very nicely out front. Dungeon's got some work to do. He's not catching clamps. He's under attack from the 2 prancing horses behind, but not the prancing horses of the Toro Rosso. The prancing Porsches, as it is both Moto right behind him, putting all the pressure on the Mercedes. Alan DSC continuing to lead, and Lusail's lost a little bit of time as Clem sets the fastest Sector 1. The Red Bull very still in the mix. He's still right there, just running 4th. Lost a bit of time through the first lap, but don't count him out now. Inside a second to Alan, and Pedro is all over the rear diffuser of the Papaya. Interesting race start in the top 4, pulling away a little bit. Gap 6/10 to Mathkiddo and the other 3 cars behind him as Dungeon not really pulling away from the 2 Porsches. You would expect him to be. He was the faster Mercedes through qualifying, and not the best race start for him, but he is managing. He's got to pick up the pace here for the constructors. Alan, meanwhile, commanding lead. It was an amazing start for the Canadian. This is not what we expected. He qualifies well inside the top 5, but to lead the race starting lap 3, insane start for him, searching for a second race win on the season. Lusail, a circuit with many opportunities to maximize, as Pedro's gonna maximize here as he pulls ahead of the Papaya. There is almost, like I said, no positions, no corners in the track where you really have to slam on the brakes. You've got 3 maximum. It is completely down to how smooth these inputs are going to be, especially with the hard tires. Expect higher brake biases than normal with the setup in this race trim. Everybody again on the same set because we're not going to be boxing. It's going to be 25 laps to the end. Imagine the tire degradation, the difference between lap 1 and lap 24 you're going to be feeling. So right now is where you need to maximize if you're not comfortable with those worn tires. Lusail has done a good job to position himself still with inside 3/4 of a second to the race leader Pedro, but Alan has fallen back. So Pedro is the man to beat as he was in qualifying, and he is looking very strong. He is my prediction to win this race, and he is the man who is setting the pace through the first 3 laps. Alan is still there though. Do not count out the Canadian. He is hungry. He would love to take home another win for McLaren. And you can see just how close he is, flying down the front straightaway, picking up a hypothetical slipstream since it doesn't really exist. But he is there. Lusail loses 2/10 out of Sector 3. He's going to drop back further. You can see from his perspective just where he is on track compared to the 2 race leaders. Mathkiddo trailing further behind. He's gotten past Dungeon, or more so, he's held on and prevented Dungeon from getting past him. Dungeon struggling a little bit. He's lost another second over the last 2 laps to the leaders. Pedro continuing to lead, and Alan still right there. Now Lusail much, much closer. Here comes the Mercedes. Is he able to do something? He is very, very, very hungry for the championship. I've talked to him over the last couple of days. You know, as a racing driver in these leagues, it might be Roblox, it might be iRacing, it doesn't matter. What? Slow down! Slow down! No! Critical moment! Lusail's fallen all the way back to P6. That is tragedy. This is a play that even Shakespeare wouldn't think of writing. Absolute tragic scenes for the Mercedes driver. He's already 5 seconds down, and we're not even 5 laps into the race. So, Pedro, again, just out front, commanding the pace at the moment. Sets the fastest lap, 1:24.3 on hard tires. Great stuff. I was about to say, when it comes to Lusail, until that incident happened, he has said over the week that he regrets not being able to put it together in a bunch of situations regarding championships, whether it was AWC or different leagues. You know, that stuff tends to live with you. When you play these types of games, it is a motorsport game, ladies and gentlemen. It is competitive in nature, and that is not what you want to see from Mathkiddo, who was on competitive pace with the top runners now falling all the way down the order, and just errors. That is the difference in the first 5 laps of 25. Dungeon once again ahead of Y-Side. But it lives with you. These mistakes, even one singular slowdown, that's the difference between a win and a loss. We've seen that incident happen many a time. 3 seconds. That's all it takes. When the field is this close together in terms of skill. By the way, where is Pedro? What happened? I'm not laughing at Pedro. I'm laughing at the fact I didn't fucking see it. What happened to him? Slowdown, I'm assuming. Yep, Sector 2. In Sector 2, some sort of slowdown. Maybe cutting inside one of the tighter corners a bit too much. Now he's drawn all the way behind Moto. By the way, Moto doing very nice. This is not Moto 16. This is Moto 39. Put some respect on the Porsche driver's name. He is running P2 right now. By the way, clamps all the way down into 7th. Not a good first stint for him. And oh, slow down for them. Oh my God. As soon as I tab in, he gets a slowdown. Clamps is going to fall outside the top 10. The actual race leaderboard is broken. Allen just kind of chilling out front right now. Moto with a slowdown. The Porsche team forever cursed with bad luck. Both drivers suffering slowdowns, and now they're side by side again. They say, I'm going to go left, you're going to go right, and we're both going to meet in the same place, the midfield. They are trailing the race leaders, as Allen now has to defend from Pedro, who has somehow, some way closed up insanely quickly through Sector 1. But he is there. So is Allen able to hold on to this race lead is the question. Y-Side and Dungeon are there as well. So the question is, this is not good for the constructors, for Williams. BR Master is out of the points, all right? So the Drivers' Championship is probably going to swing in the way of Pedro. If he's able to hold on, as long as he finishes ahead of Y-Side, he will lead. What happened?
BR Master wrecked. He hit the wall.
Oh, as I was saying, the constructors not looking good for the Williams team, as he is all the way down. He's fighting for P17. It's over. Constructors goes to Mercedes for sure, because we're not going to get a red flag with this type of racing. Pedro inside 7/10 from Allen. You cannot deny his pace. He has incredible pace, and now look how much closer he is. Y-Side, though, is taking advantage of the opportunities given, thanks to the mistakes of the drivers around him, to pull himself back into this 3-way fight for the lead of the race. 3 different teams involved, all of them, of course, running Mercedes PUs, and the Mercedes in third is putting all the pressure on Pedro. Dungeon's just kind of chilling in the back, so he's locked out 4th position right now, but the Porsche drivers, both of them, are starving, famished for higher finishing positions. Matt and Moto, very, very impressive performance from them, and unfortunately, Clams, just not a good day. Great quali, not able to put it together in the race. All right, let's head up to Allen DSC. Crosses the line. Does Pedro get the wing open? No, but Y-Side does. Okay, pay attention to this. Y-Side is going to be even closer. Into turn 1. Very, very smooth racing line from Allen out front. Now Y-Side looks like he's almost touching the rear wing of the Williams, so he is right there. Now, here comes the corner exits. Can Y-Side maximize this and move himself up into P2? They're almost side by side. He's just a little further behind. Now he's right there. You can see, look how close he is. Y-Side and Pedro, the battle for 2nd position, the battle for 1st in the championship with just 2 races to go. Here we go. This is what we pay money for. This is the cinema we want to see. It is completely down to driver pace, consistency. You cannot afford a corner cut at this stage of the race. Who's going to take the advantage through Sector 3? You barely have to lift, but you're going to have to lift a bit more than you would on mediums or softs like normal. Y-Side slides! Y-Side slides! Slow down! Slow down, and there's the consistency. Exactly what I'm talking about, and I feel like today I've just completely cursed multiple people I am so sorry, as Zyro has also DNF'd. Ysai was there and now out of the picture again, and Dungeon Fanatics still running. Is that P3 now for Dungeon Fanatics? So Mercedes Constructors looking decent, but Ysai all the way back down to 6th again. Way more work to do, and he's just doing it to himself. We'll take a look through the field. Pedro not able to catch up to Alan, so Alan's pace is legitimate. Alan is actually doing an insanely good job right now out front, and so is Pedro. They're clear of everybody else. Dungeon's not really going to be able to contest at this pace, and the two Porsches are probably going to lock out the two top 5 positions unless Ysai catches back up to them. So they would lock out 5 and 6. As it stands, I don't think Kogo catches. JCN's not going to catch, and Clam had that really bad race start. He's not been on pace since. He's 14 seconds down. He's lost another 5, so I'm not sure what happened to him because that was an insane lap. I was really happy for the lad. There's Lero, the other Red Bull, making an appearance, fighting the Haas of Jose right now for P10. Battle of the mid continues between the Haas and the Red Bull. This is the same thing that we see in the 2026 season going on in the midfield, so I guess it's lore accurate except for the fact that we're in a Middle Eastern country, but Lero and the Haas right now are fighting through Sector 3, almost completely flat out still. The tire is still somewhat usable on lap 9, and ooh, the bump got Lero. He's into the wall, but he's alive. His wing is still attached, but he's gonna lose so much time. And is that gonna be a disconnect? Hold on, wait a minute, bro is not moving. Someone call the nurse. Get the defibrillator. He's not moving. He's in the wall. What happened? Oh, he just teleported. He's in the middle of an Undertale boss fight. No, the Iranians nuked his Wi-Fi. Oh no, Lero might have DNF'd as well. So that might be 3 DNFs now. Maybe the idea of a red flag not so far-fetched. So Alan right now running P1, Pedro still P2, Dungeon 4.5 back, and Math Kiddo running P4. Moto, like I said, the two Porsches looking strong. Now suddenly Kogo making an appearance in the mix. Looks like might have been some sort of issue there for Moto, as I think Ysai is further up the road than him. Yes, he is. So Ysai actually running P5. Ignore the leaderboard. Meanwhile, out front, the two leaders are on pace with each other. No huge changes. The gap has basically been the same for the last 4 laps. It is continuing to stay the same. Pedro's about a 10th closer. So if Alan can hold on at this rate, he will win. And that would be great for him. 2nd victory on the season for the Canadian if he's able to pull it off. Dungeon running P3. There's Ysai chasing down Math Kiddo now. Math Kiddo's not going to let Ysai just fly past. He will fight for that position. Math Kiddo put some respect on his name. He is a race winner this year. He has the pace, and the wing flies open as he continues to chase down the other Silver Arrow for 3rd. But right now, he's got to worry about the Silver Arrow in his rearview mirror of Ysai, who's got to catch back up. He's 6 seconds down to Alan. I don't know how he's going to be able to catch up because you can't change the strategy. He can't undercut. He can't overcut because we can't box. And this is why I'm not going to... Oh, wait, that's political. Never mind. On lap 11, Alan, slow down. There it is. Pedro into the lead. Pedro flies past the papaya. It's an error from Alan.
Did Ysai get a
Pedro
slowdown?
back into the lead of this race.
Ysai may have gotten a slowdown as Kogo and Moto have gone above
Oh
him.
my gosh. It's a bad day to be Mercedes. If Pedro pulls off the race win and Ysai finishes where he finishes, then Pedro is almost guaranteed to get a championship next week unless he DNFs. Do we up Crims to stave? Why?
Should we let Crims
no
up?
offense to Crims.
Should we let up? Should we let him up?
I'm going to talk over him the entire time. Oh, Kogo under pressure. Moto ahead again. Ysai still running P5. Albeit even further back now to the leaders. On lap 11, approaching half race distance, Alan is 1.5 seconds back. So getting into DRS range, which is very, very useful around Lusail. It's one of the tracks where the DRS actually matters, but of course it has been nerfed over the weekend. And you can tell it's not as strong as it was. Basically no time difference. It's just an excuse to not have to use the battery as much. As Alan is going to be hard-pressed to catch back up to Pedro, who is in control of this race. Great stuff from Moto, still defending against the Aston Martin. Here comes Wyside trying to get back into the picture for the podium position. It's a three-way fight for third position. They're side by side as they make their way now into Sector 2. Who's it gonna be? Moto, Wyside, and Kogo. It's a three-way fight. The Mercedes, the Aston, and the Porsche. They're going at it. It's a melee. Wyside's gotta take a much tighter line. He's got his nose in. Who's it gonna be out of the sector? You've got to maximize here. Don't forget the ERS strat as you make your way towards the straightaway in Sector 3. That's going to be critical. Wyside pulling ahead. Now he's alongside Moto. Never mind. Moto's going to maximize now. This is flat. Can Wyside pull ahead? You can see the line. Very, very smooth inputs from the Swedish driver. He is very, very good when it comes to not full steering through a corner. And that is exactly what has given them the advantage as they make their way now towards the front stretch. He is back into third position simply because of his control of the car when he's at his optimum efficiency. But again, the errors are the reason why he is 8 seconds down. He's got no one to blame but himself. But if he can damage limitation this race, that would be stellar for him. He needs a podium finish at minimum to compete for sure in Saitama. We don't have accurate mathematical calculations of their finishing positions and points at 13 out of 25 laps. I can't tell you what the actual point spread would be going into the final race of the season. But for now, just understand, as long as Wyside can bring it home on the podium, we will have a season finale where two drivers will go head-to-head for the championship around the Japanese circuit. But for now, Wyside is pulling away. He's going to hold on to that podium position as behind him, Motomath, Dungeon, and Kogo continue to duke it out as JCN trails far behind. Pedro controlling the race out front, and you can see Alan still getting back a 10th. The pace between him and Alan is basically the exact same, and at this point in the race, if Pedro doesn't make a mistake, he is on course to win. Now he just has to keep it clean through the first two sectors, all yellows. Haven't seen him pick up an invalidation in a hot minute, so he is looking strong. Now Alan loses 2/10 out of the straightaway. Was that an error in terms of cornering, or was that a complete ERS issue? He will get the wing open, but again, it's nerfed. It's just enough to excuse not having to use... Oh, never mind, no wing open. He was inside 1.5. He should have had it open. It's inside 1.7 the wing will fly open, but there, no DRS. Pedro looking very, very strong. Advantageous position for him. Wyside running P3 again, 8.7 down. Still maintaining that 8-second gap. It's not extending, but it's not closing. It will not be enough to catch Math Kiddo. Here comes Math Kiddo. Past Dungeon Fanatics. The battle for P4 continues. It's still been these three. This is absolute cinema, and we're missing it. Let's get back to the action as Kogo chases down the Mercedes and the Porsche. They run for P4 at the moment. A top 5 finish is nothing to scoff at with the skill of these leading drivers as Dungeon Fanatics is gonna lock up into that corner. Math Kiddo defends to the inside. Now into the racing line through Sector 2. Dungeon is still right there, just a couple of noses behind, and Kogo trailing another car length behind Dungeon. What a battle for P4. Moto sitting P7, Math Kiddo. Just, I don't even know what to say, man. Math Kiddo, Dungeon, and Kogo absolutely duking it out for P4 right now as they fly into Sector 3. It's Porsche, Mercedes, Aston. Porsche following behind, and a Peugeot in the mix. Looking to get involved as JCN if they make a mistake. Actually, never mind. He's absolutely fucked off the Nanya. He's way too far behind. Wyside just chilling in third, but he's... Oh my gosh, he closed by 6.7 seconds. What the heck happened? Alan and Pedro fighting for the lead of the race. They make their way through turns 1 and 2. Oh my goodness gracious. It's another slugfest out front. The two batteries. Would you rather be sponsored by Duracell, or would you rather be sponsored by Duracell? Both of these teams are actually sponsored by Duracell. As they make their way now through Sector 1. The Williams and the McLaren. What an incredible battle for the lead of this race. Alan trying to upset the pace setter in qualifying Pedro. He's trying to hold on and get his second race win. Stuff on the line for the Canadian. If he wins here, he helps Wyside, who, by the way, has closed by another 6/10 through Sector 1. Insane pace from the Mercedes. He could close up by the end if these two continue fighting, because you have to measure the mentality impact of having another driver alongside you and in your screen. You can see him right there with you. You know that he is there. He's not going anywhere. And that adds a whole nother level of mental pressure. People say this game is just time trial on steroids, and yes, that may be, but the thing that makes these mistakes even more possible, besides already pushing to the limit, is when you see a driver who is just as fast as you alongside you onto the front straightaway, like we are witnessing right now between Williams and the McLaren. They're two top drivers duking it out on lap 16. And this is a battle of wits. This is a battle of everything that you've ever put yourself to in Formula Apex. Can Alan pull this off is the question. Wysai inside 5.6. He has turned on the jets. He's gained over a second in the last lap. Oh my goodness gracious, this is going to be a late lunge from this day. This might in fact be PA's Jarno Outmere if he's able to pull this off. Pedro continuing to hold on to the lead. Alan is right there. Will it be equal if Pedro wins? I don't actually know, bro. We don't have the calculation. It really depends. And Alan DSC trying to do the album on his helmet, the Maple Leaf Justice. They just sent a man into space. And now Alan wants to send his McLaren past the Williams through Sector 3. But he's gonna have to do it clean. Cannot afford a slowdown. Insane battle for the lead with just 9 racing laps to go when they cross the line next time around. And again, Wysai 5.6 down. Not gaining much time this lap, but not losing. Keep an eye on him. If these two get a slowdown, he's right back in the picture with no stops. Has he managed his tires better? That is the question. You can see him in the background.
Andrew pinged you in VC chat.
One more for red flag. Thank you. I cannot see the leaderboard, obviously. It's broken. Math Kiddo and Dungeon fighting for P4 still. Kogo's actually trailed back a little bit, so that 3-way fight has kind of turned into a 2-way fight with 2 stragglers behind. Moto and Kogo now. Kogo Moto? Fighting for spots 6 and 7. Oh my god, why did I say that? Alan is still right there with Pedro. What the heck was that line? Slow down! Alan DSC, that must have been tactical. He went incredibly wide. Looks like it might have been on purpose. Trying to penalty dump there. Smart move. If you need to clear, now you need to rely on Pedro to pick up a slowdown or just catch right back up to him. Then he gets a slowdown anyways, and you're home free. Now it's all up to Pedro. Can he keep it clean for the rest of the race? He's on pace to win. Wysai not closing fast enough, but he did gain another half a second back, so good for him. Is it going to be enough? I don't think so, but keep an eye also on the Mercedes. Good for the constructors if they finish P3 and 5, but it looks like a 3 and 4. If Dungeon's able to pull it off, never mind. He's fallen further back. Must have been an error. Indeed, a slowdown for Dungeon Fanatics. Now back in the mix with Kogo and Moto. Math Kiddo cruising on his little yacht in P4 right now. In fact, Math Kiddo is currently on his yacht in the Monaco Harbor drinking 2 margaritas. He is on an island in P4, and he's got 3 people behind him trying to catch up, and all 3 with the wing open. It's like a gangbang all over again. Pause.
Whoa.
Meanwhile, out front, Pedro leading this race. Alan inside 3 seconds if Pedro gets a slowdown, but over the last lap he was clean. So now if you're Pedro, you're kind of thinking like, I can afford to lose a 10th or 2. I can afford even to lose this race to Alan if necessary to avoid a slowdown, because if I get a slowdown, Wysai is going to be right there. 100% he will be. You can see him still in the background. He's not out of the picture on these straightaways, and that tells you that he is in range if someone was to make a mistake.
Crims is saying Alan might let Wysai through on the last lap if they don't catch Pedro.
He's allowed to do that, but that would be interesting.
It would.
Not on the same team.
Yeah. Who is this guy talking to?
Chase looks like his PFP.
You can shut your mouth.
W. Hey, W comment. Lap 18 to 25. Pedro, man to beat. Alan not catching. What is Wysai's gap as he crosses the line? I think it was extended over the last lap. It was 3/10 lost. Pedro on course to win. The battle between the 4 in the midfield continues. It's basically been the same battle for 19 laps. Now, this is one good thing if every single driver is on the same pace, you're all on the same tires, you're going to have some incredible battles. And right now it's still Porsche, Mercedes, Aston fighting for P4. 4 cars involved for 4th position. You love to see it. The question is, who's going to go home in 4th position, as right now the rest of the field is another 5 seconds up the road. Wyside's catching lap traffic. That is the Audi there. I don't even remember which Audi it is. Pedro is just cruising, bro. If Math Kiddo was cruising, then Pedro's gotta like privately own a Concorde and he's just going supersonic, all right? Because his pace is mind-blowing right now on the hards. In fact, let's pull it up here. What is he lapping? 124.9. That is insane pace for 19-lap-old hards, I will say. In fact, we'll ride on board with him on lap 20, as the midfield is somewhat spread out. So you can see there's a bit of a gap between him, and the 2 Porsches fighting, of course. They're not... There's no team orders at Porsche. What are we talking about?
Is Wyside retiring next season?
No idea. You'd have to ask Wyside. So Pedro making his run through the first couple of corners here. And you can kind of see the racing line. So you're maximizing all the way out here. Now you kind of want to trail into this a little bit. You can hear the throttle application very early compared to what you would expect out of most drivers in public lobbies for sure, and even PA drivers. Now, a very nice exit for him. And this is just rapid pace. 27.2. Red flag.
Oh.
Why? Uh-oh. What happened?
Someone,
What happened?
What? In VC chat, someone said Clam DNF'd.
Yep, I don't see Clam. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. Wyside's right back in this. So is Allen. And so is Dungeon, Moto, Math. The 2 Porsches, guys. Do not count them out for podium spots. Even Math, if he keeps up that pace, if he goes onto the soft tires, he's actually got a chance here to contend. Maybe not for the win, but I could see him getting a second even. So that is a red flag. There's going to be like 6 laps to go.
So apparently Wyside is retiring after this season.
It's time for some epic racing action. We've seen sprints like this before. So essentially, think about it like this, guys, right? It's like a just public server, but like everybody's doing the same speed, the same pace. So they're all in your in your camera view, and you can't fucking see who you're going, which is really stupid. Which is really fucking stupid, by the way. Anyway, and then you have to do that for 6 laps. And then you have to do that if you're Pedro or Wyside with the pressure of a championship on the line, because it's still a road championship, yeah, but you got to think, like, these guys have been doing this for like the last 15 weeks. You put 15 weeks of your time in, and it comes down to like 5 or 6 laps here, and DNF or slow down there. Like, that's crazy, you know? Like, these drivers, we give them a ton of respect, but we don't give them enough in some situations. Like, it takes some serious skill to bring it down to the wire. Now, Pedro is still at an advantage. He is clearly the fastest driver on track, barring Allen. So when Allen comes out of the pits, he could still win this race 100%, because on the soft tires, it's anyone's game. But you haven't run on them since quali, so you gotta already know where you're gonna brake. You gotta pre-know, and you race them for this. Everyone does know this, but that doesn't change human error. You cannot account for that on a sheet of paper.
The grid is being set up.
The last time I got to do a 5-lap sprint was probably my best commentary of my life, and that was in PO23 at the end of Sochi. That never aired because, like, it was a controversial end to the race. Now, you can argue with 5 laps to go, should it be red flag? At this point in the season, it does matter. But now, as we come to 5 red lights, this is it. 5 lights away from the line. Slow start from one of the Porsche drivers. Pedro into the lead of the race, immediately under pressure. Allen and Wyside are there. Here we go into turn 1. Who's it gonna be in the lead? Pedro holds on. Wyside with a beautiful exit. They're side by side for the lead of the race. The Mercedes and the Williams. Allen in the mix as well. 3-car fight for the lead. Wyside alongside Pedro. ERS strategy will matter. 5 laps. You've got to manage the battery. Who's going to do it better? That is the question that they ask of me. Math Kiddo fastest sector 1. You can see the purples flying all across the board. Ysai is there. It's him and Pedro at the front. Alan, the McLaren, ever closer, ever hunting for his second race win. He has been there all day, and of course that slowdown cost him. Now all of the corner cuts are reset as Pedro goes extremely wide through that corner. That's a slowdown for him. That's not a slowdown, excuse me, but that is a loss of stability that should put Ysai into the lead, maybe at least alongside sector 2. Fastest lap's gonna go to Allen for the moment. He's fastest through that sector, and now he's challenging for the race lead. Pedro's falling back a little bit. It's Ysai and Allen. Ysai and Allen battling it out down the backstretch. Allen just a car length ahead. They're making their way out of the final corner again onto the front stretch of the Lusail Circuit. Under the lights as the sun sets in the west. As we said at the start of this race, to the end of this race, it is a battle of destinies. 2 races to go in this season, 1 following in Japan. Ysai making his mark. He changes to the sauce, the red flag. If there was any benefactor, it was him. And now he can display his true race pace. 5 laps around the Lusail Circuit. Easier said than done, but he is on the pace. He is pulling away from Pedro and Allen. He wants this win. He wants it bad. And if you know Ysai, that is not something that you're used to. You would think a man that has had so much success in his career has been known to be this fast basically throughout the entirety of his career, regardless of what year the car was. But he wants to take this race win. He wants this PFL championship. He wants to take home the trophy. If this truly is his last season, he wants to leave a winner. But Pedro is not too keen about letting that happen. He is still inside half a second. The DRS will fly up, but Allen making a move. Allen making a move down the backstretch. Here comes the Canadian, the man that was there the entire time, lurking now into the lead of the race. Great stuff from Allen, but is it gonna be enough? Don't forget the ERS management. Has Ysai saved for the straight? Yes, he has. He's pulled ahead. No DRS necessary. Ysai back into the race lead, and he sets the fastest lap as well. Pedro is a 10th closer, but again, he's trailing. He is trailing. 3 to go. Behind, meanwhile, Math Kiddo is holding on to P4. Dungeon Fanatics is all over him. It's like they're having Say Gex back there. They're frauding. BR Master has brought his Williams back up to P6. Did BR DNF earlier?
I don't know. I don't think he did. Guys, stop picking.
Ysai out front, 6/10. The gap. Allen and Pedro now fighting. As soon as I look away, Allen has lost the advantage to Ysai. 1 corner is going to be the difference at the end of this race. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Pedro fastest sector 2. He is flying through there. Now, Ysai, what are you going to do? Your championship rival is behind you. You need to fill. Allen goes off into the sand. He gets it back onto the track. He recovers, but that was a terrible mistake. Now that's probably going to put him out of contention for the race win. It's going to be down to Ysai and Pedro, and they're side by side. And Ysai losing out on a little bit of pace now. He must be feeling the pressure. He can feel the Williams driver breathing down his neck in an unsexual way as they make their way into turn 1. It is the Mercedes and the Williams out front. Bro, had to clarify. They're out of whatever motherfucking turn that is. I think that's fucking turn 3. Now flying down the first straightaway into turns 4 and 5. Long right-hander, and Pedro has lost a lot of time through sector 1. Now as they make their way into sector 2 out of the tight hairpin, Allen's right back in the mix. All 3 of these drivers with a chance. It's going to be a 1-lap shootout to the end of this race, and I'm going to talk down a little bit so I can save my voice for what I assume may be a final lap of epic proportions. So many things on the line, so many different motives, goals, destinies, all of it coming to a heat under the lights in Qatar. 1 lap to go when they cross the line. They make it into Sector 3, and Pedro's very much in range. Allen's a bit further back, but do not count him out. He's still within a second. He will get the wing open if they come to the line. Now, who has saved enough battery to have that boost down the straightaway and into the next lap? That is the question. We will see. You can see the pace differences, not just from the DRS. It is noticeable if someone is not deploying versus someone who is in the 25 cars. Maybe not as much as the 26, but still noticeable. So as you come to 1 lap to go, it's all to fight for. 16 corners stand between Pedro and Waisai and the advantage in the World Championship. They're through the first one clean. Pedro is still a bit further back than you would like, but he is in range. He's going to have to use the DRS, and he's going to have saved enough battery down the straights or pray for a mistake from Waisai, who is going to make sure that he does not pick up a penalty through the first couple of sectors. He just can't now. He can't, even if it costs him a couple hundreds. But now, look how closer Pedro is. He is there. Pedro is there. Can he make it happen? Sector 2. Pedro goes wide, incredibly wide. That's going to lose him time on the exit. That is critical coming out of turn 10. Now long left-hander, the sweeper into 11, making your way into Sector 3. Waisai still ahead. Half a second the gap to Mercedes holding on. Can he hold on to the end? Pedro's last chances now. Can you make a tactical corner cut somewhere? It is a legal opportunity if it's not egregious, but there's not many places to do it through Sector 3. I think for now Waisai might hang on, but it's going to come down to the last corner. Look at the gap, making their way to the line. Waisai and Pedro. Waisai and Pedro to the line. Who's it going to be? Waisai's going to hold on. Waisai wins the Qatar Grand Prix, and Pedro's into the wall across the line. BR Master brings it home P3. Dungeon brings it home P4. He beats the Porsches to 4th position, but not enough to bring out the podium. Moto's gonna finish 5th, but he's crashed into the wall at the end of the race, and Jose, with the shocker, has brought it home 6th. Great result for the Haas team, and Allen's fallen all the way down to 7th. He fell out of the picture, and he wasn't able to catch up. 3-second slowdown, and that's that. Waisai wins. Waisai will have a commanding lead heading into Saitama. Is the championship trophy in his grasp? Epic racing.
Not gonna do a burnout? Guess not. Alright, well, you wanna do the Audi, the outro?
Outro?
Yeah.
Okay. Outro. We're gonna shout over it. Ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for those of you that tuned in through the YouTube live stream, through the Discord stage. I'll shout out the people that are here, including Ike, Soso was here, Kogo was here, Crims was here. You've had a lot of the drivers, Crack Dev making an appearance, Poco, Lero, everybody that was here, Math, Clams, Jose, Andres, BR Master. Just an insane race. Imagine 30 people turning up just to see a bunch of Roblox racing cars go around a track. Insane stuff. And we're not even the leading league. We're not AWC. Great attendance. Now, 1 race to go in the season. Whatever the points tally, understand Waisai is leading. And this win was critical. This was a track where I said Pedro probably has the advantage. And Waisai came in. And argue what you will about the red flag. It was clear when it came time to perform in the last 5 laps. He had the pace on the soft tires, and that is the difference in this race. Pedro, great damage limitation, but he's going to be hard-pressed to take the championship trophy out of the Swedish driver's hands in the final race of the season. Congratulations, Waisai, with the win. BR Master with the podium. The constructors still neck and neck. Deadlock. Williams and Merck locking out the top 4 spots again. We'll see you next week. Saitama, the final race of the season, the final race of the 25 cars. Absolute cinema.
All right, thank you guys for watching. Highlights will probably be posted tomorrow. Thank you.
Guys, who bet on Waisai winning the race?